We are on. Welcome to the Spartans At The Spice. We're joined by head basketball coach Marty Richter here. Coach, it was kind of a rough week last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We played Asheville, and I thought we did a really good job. We didn't play great, but we gave ourselves a chance to win. And that's what basketball is. You don't have to play great to win games. You just have to figure out a way out to win games. And our guys figure a way out to put themselves in a spot to win that game. We had some mistakes, which you're going to get. Game of basketball's not perfect as you're going to get. You're not going to play a perfect game. But what we did was we battled back when we got punched multiple times in the game. Once in the first half, twice in the second half, and fought all the way to the end. 39, 50, 58.4 seconds is what we fought all the way back, and we had a tie game. And hey, the kid made a really good play. Jordan Marsh may be the best point guard in the league, I think. There's really good guards. I think he's the best point guard in the league. And he was able to get the ball, we walked through it and shoot around. And his speed was just still too much. We were trying to not let him get the ball back. And I put my fastest guy on, and Mister's our fastest guy. So I thought, all right, let's try to use Mister in that scenario where we know he's going to throw it and get it back. And hopefully we can delay it even more. It's just, that little joker is fast. He is fast. He got the ball and he went. And we had Chico pick him up. We had Carmelo come over from the weak side, so we put him in a tough spot to make the shot. And we just ended up fouling, which is basketball. My hat goes off to him. We played hard. We played with intelligence. And we gave ourselves a chance that year. And then when you get done with that, when the rival game, you come back and you got practice on Thursday. Thursday was light. Friday we got after a little bit. And then you travel to Gardner-Webb. And it's tough. Last week and this week, 3 out of the next 4 games were on the road. So as a coach, if you go on the road and you can win 50% of your games, so you got 3 of them, you can't win 50% of 3. But can you win 1 and then have a chance at another? Well, we gave ourselves a chance in Nashville. We got our butt smoked on Saturday. And that happens in college basketball. You see this 10% of the time. There's a team that just doesn't show up. So you play 30 more games. Let's just go 30. So it's easier for people. Listen, when you play 30 games, you're going to have 3 nights where you're just like, whoa, what happened? And sometimes it's you, sometimes it's your opponent did it to you, and sometimes it's just the combination of both. And on Saturday, it was a combination of both. We got pumped, and it was just one of those nights where you just you tip your hat and you move on to the next one. And, the Queen, we had it happen at Queen, earlier, games 7, 8, 9, one of those games. I can't remember exactly what number it was at that stretch. And then we had it here. And that was game 20. So we had 2 of them in the first one, where it's just like, whoa. But that's college basketball. From an outsider, you may not understand that, but that's college basketball. It happens. You watch NBA game, the other night I was watching a game, and it was 117 to 69. And it was one of those, it happens. In the NBA, you get 10 of them. Because they play so many more games in us. Here, you get 3 of them. If you have more than 3 of them where it's just like, whoa. Now, sometimes when we played Iowa, there's no whoa. They're just better. They're just bigger, stronger, faster. And you get that. Here, you have the whoa. And Gardner-Webb did 17 threes and they averaged 5.6 threes a night.
They couldn't miss.
Couldn't miss.
Put up was going in.
Couldn't miss. And that happens. Some of it was on us. Some of it was we were doing 2 movements and we were a step behind. And when you have the whoa moment in that game, that's what you want. You're a step behind or you're 2 steps behind. So now everything like guys who just get clean looks.
It doesn't matter, like, the execution of the game plan.
Went out the door within the first 3 minutes. Like, guys, we were supposed to do this, this, and this, and we didn't do this, this, and this in the first 3 minutes. So it's like, all right, now let me figure out, maybe somebody else can do it when we put them in, and we put other guys in. It's just one of those nights. It happens.
That's one of those games I used to call Fido.
Yeah,
You know what Fido is, don't you?
yeah,
Forget it and drive up.
yeah.
And that's one of those. Well, let me ask you this. You had two different, you never like to lose, period. But scenario there,
Yes.
you had opposite extremes. Would you rather lose one like at Asheville? Would you rather lose the Fido game like you did at Gardner Woods?
Well, I like to be in.
It's all the way in. Like, because like when you get into it and you get the battle to the 40 and you're right there and it's one play here, one play there, and you look at it and it's a number of different plays. You can say, well, if he would have just done this,
Or if he would have just made the front end of the free throw. Or if he would have just made the back end of the free throw. I'd rather look at it like
that where I had to say, all right, our guys competed, we got punched, we fought back, we gave ourselves a chance.
they just made one more play.
Then you get off that bus and you're already on your stand. Those are no fun. Those are no fun games.
I'm gonna make this bet right here.
All right, give it to me.
I saw the same thing happen to Upstate 2 years ago. They went up there and they shot, Gardner Webb shot 78% from the floor. We went 13 minutes without scoring in the second half. Ugly game like that.
Yeah.
Come back to the Hodge Center later in the year and beat them. You don't think you're gonna play, it's gonna be a different game when they come to Hodge Center.
That's what's the beauty of this. Like, I look at, like, we look at our league, everybody's got good guards. There's good guards. My guards got to keep playing better. Like, my guards played really well on Wednesday night. They did a good job. Like, Kamani Gregory played a great floor game. 14 points, 9 assists, 3 points. Great floor game. But the key is this. In our league,
You have to follow it up with another good game. That's what, like Jordan Marsh followed up his performance against us with another good game. And that's why I think he's really good. So he did that.
going back to your question, in our league,
We're going to get to play Winthrop again. We're going to get Gardner Webb at home. There's another road game. I'm drawing a blank. Asheville. We're going to get Asheville at home. Yes, the Asheville game may be completely different. They will come in here and beat us by 10. And that was our one opportunity against them. But maybe not. You know, like Winthrop, you played to a 1 point lead with 9 minutes to go, and you lose your minds. And
now I think we're past those stages of our team. You know what I mean? Like,
I think we're past this thing. I think we got better.
but that's what's beautiful about it.
Our league is a really good league. We do a really good job of putting good product on the floor.
I watched the Asheville game on the ESPN Plus. I was sitting in my recliner, had remote control.
Yeah.
I watched 7 games that night.
Yeah.
All 7 games that I watched were decided on the final possession of the game. That was an interesting night because your game, I watched the end of the women's game.
Oh, yeah.
They won that one. I watched the South Carolina game where they missed 2 free throws again.
Against Auburn, right?
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, well, they missed them again the next game.
Did they really?
Against Vanderbilt, they had a 2-shot foul, less than a minute to go, and Boyles, missed both of them. And they get beat on the final possession of that game. They missed a shot at the buzzer that would have won that game. I flipped over, I watched the Walford game, that they got beat in overtime. I watched the Furman game, and the game they won, people missed the 3 at the buzzer. And then I watched the triple overtime game between
Winthrop and Charleston.
Yes, but I saw 7 games that went down to the final possession of the game before it was determined.
Yeah, that's college basketball. That's conference basketball. You get that in conference season. Like teams know each other. Like my first year going through the league is interesting, because I don't know, like, you can study it from afar, but then once you get into it, you can realize, well, I need to do this different next year. I need to have this plan down. And that's the thing with being new in this league, is trying to figure that piece out, because like people ask, different people are asking about, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What type of player do you need? Well, you also have to figure out, with all that being said, what type of player can you get for the new era within, any likeness? It's so different. So you gotta like now I know what I'm competing against in our league. I have to find some hidden gems and go about it that way, because you're not. It's like comparing my salary to the salary cap to I'm the Oakland A's, and there's some teams in our league, the New York Yankees salary cap. So you got to kind of figure out, all right, the money ball theory of like, how do we keep hitting singles or getting on base with our guys, and that's what I've got to figure out.
How hard is it today? This is why I'm old school. I don't think I could do this, but how hard is it when you have to go back and re-recruit your players?
I think that's always been the case. I think it's more prevalent now just because of how the portal is. I mean, you saw it the other day with the Wisconsin football player. The defensive back, didn't, finding out now, he didn't even put his name in the portal. He just transferred to Miami. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he's eligible or not. That's not my expertise, but I'm hearing that he's gonna be. So now you're gonna have that new field that you're gonna have to play with, because now kids are gonna say, I'm gonna just transfer whenever, however I want to be a regular student, because that's what a regular student can do. And if that's the case, college basketball and college football is going to get really interesting, because now you have kids that they may start camp in football in August 3rd, August 4th, whatever, right there. By August 11th, they have first string, second string, how many decide? Well, if you're in that third string, then you just transfer to another school before the school year starts. I don't know that. But that could happen. That's the same thing that happens with basketball. It's like they go through during the summer, and you have first string, second string. You try not to divide them up that way, and you just let them always play. But if a kid feels it, leave and kid can play about it. Because you won't have the poise. And the whole thing with this kid with the portal, with the Wisconsin defensive back, I don't know. It's going to get in. That piece is going to get interesting within my landscape. And you do have to recruit your kids. You have to do different things to keep them engaged within your program. But you're going to lose kids. It is what it is. I mean, I got texts from 4 different agents today about a couple different kids, and it's like, here's his number. Go ahead and talk to him. Because it's like, it doesn't. I know what's going to happen. You just, hey, go ahead. It's all right.
You can't really stop it.
No. You don't want to. Like, all I'm doing right now is I'm trying to educate my players about it. Like, you have to educate them, and you have to give them all the information. If they want to come back, they come back. If they don't, they don't. Sometimes it's bigger than them. Sometimes they don't get to make the decision. Somebody else is going to try to make the decision for them, and that's what you try to help them, educate them on.
I sat down. What I would do with my players, I sat down, and this was our player notebook. Mm-hmm. What I expected from them, what they could expect to me, everything in there, our playbook of everything there, that everybody got it, we went over it together.
The tough thing is, if you do this nowadays, you may have one of your kids leave you
to take it.
Well, he's gonna take it.
Yeah.
And he may go to a rival team, and he'll be like, "Hey, coach, they're going to run Z defense against us. They're going to run Viking. They're going to run this. These are the formations." That's the tough thing in giving playbooks out And you don't do playbooks this nowadays. You do it through film.
Okay.
I could do everything on WhatsApp with my players. So like I sent them today 9 different pick and roll defensive decisions that we made that were not correct, but that they're teachable. Well, if they leave, they're going to have those because they're in the group chat. They're going to be able to take them to the next place and keep learning, but you may be at a rival school. So that's the dilemma now that you have as a coach, a little bit more now than ever before.
Okay, because I think on here, again, I brought that for you right here, but it was back from 2000 and something.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot against them, but that was just kind of the stuff there. They had to sign it.
Yeah.
Again, this is high school level right here.
But you know what? We used to do that when I was at different places at Division I. Back in the early 2000s, you used to do this. And that's part of it.
But now it's just changed. It is, and you've got to be cautious. You don't have to be cautious
Because people are going to scout you and
and get defamation anyways, but
you do have to re-recruit your players, coach. And you have to go about it. And there's a couple young men on my team that I've had to do
different things with to help them understand different scenarios. So they are like,
well, coach, you actually understand. Look, there's more than just coaching. Like today's the most important day for a basketball player. Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And I say that because if we don't have Dr. King, we don't have a lot of things going on with our teams. We have a different environment. We do. And that's why Dr. King is so important. He's so important. You know what I mean? And like today I showed my team I Believe speech. And we talk about that. That was my film session.
and that's important.
Like you talk about re-recruiting, that's re-recruiting.
People say that's not recruiting. Well, yeah, it is. It shows
Them that you care for them, you're trying to educate them and help them see what Dr. King did. And we talked about who's like Dr. King
in their generation, and they kind of. My example to them was
Barack Obama.
he tried to make change, and not a lot of people liked it. And that's part of it.
And Barack did, and Mr. Obama did as the president, he tried to make change.
And now they can go back, and what I hope they do, they won't do it today.
They won't do it tomorrow.
But 10 years, I hope they can say, I remember the coach talking about Dr. King, President Obama, go back and just kind of study them a little bit. And they get a little bit older. They may do it now, they may not. And see if there's any similarities. See if there's any, leadership ability that they were able to do. Because that's what it's about. I firmly believe that's what my chair is teaching them about leadership and teaching them how to
Be functional citizens. And you can see, hey, Dr. King, he's like
go over and say, hey, what was the first thing that you guys remember?
about him that you learned in history class. One raised their hands, rows of arms.
I said, yeah. I said, the bus sittings. He got involved in it. I said, that was great. Because think about it. Back then, there was nothing. And he got involved and he changed. And then you have March on Washington. I have the dream speech, that's a classic. And that's something, like I talked to my guys, I said, this is how it correlates to the basketball court. And they're like, okay. I said, this is how it correlates to college basketball. There's a gentleman that got I have a dream speech. He was a college basketball coach. I looked at me and I said, no, he was. He was the head coach at Iowa at one time. He was the head coach at Washington State. He was the head coach at USC. He's now one of the most prominent members of Nike. And then they're like, I don't really know basketball. I don't know who he is. And then I said, he was in the movie Air. I said, how many of you seen the movie Air? Have you seen the movie Air with Michael Jordan, about Michael Jordan joining Nike? Okay, he's in that movie. And none of my guys have seen that movie, so I'm gonna sit down and have them watch that movie, or watch it as a group, because it's a good movie. Because you get to see, it's just a good movie. But the guy that helped recruit Michael Jordan and get him into Nike, the gentleman's name is George Rattler. George Rattler. Like, I don't know George Rattler. I wish I did. But
George Raveling was the head coach at Iowa when I was a kid. Oh man,
he had great. We were Elite Eight team with George Raveling's team. Tom Davis took over for George Raveling, and George Raveling left and went to USC, if I remember. He left us and went to USC.
But like, they didn't realize the connectivity of everything, right? Everything's connected.
And it's neat to see today.
Like, I thought it was neat to see today.
Like, we talk about that. I felt like I was a history teacher
Today, that's why I went to college for, was being a history teacher. And we did that. I have a dream, and we talked, and I gave them a couple things that they have to go home and look up to bring back to this moment. So I have a better
feel for them, and they have a better feel for me, what I
kind of expect. You know what I mean? We're going to have to re-recruit that way. Some people are going to re-recruit and give them $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $1 million. That's what goes on in college basketball. I have to re-recruit my guys with life lessons, teaching them how to be a father, a parent, a husband, and one day hopefully a grandpa. That's right there. I mean, I can't do much else. Like, that is my job.
Normally, if you're successful doing all that, you got a chance on the court.
And you got a chance to get them back, because they know that they're just not a statistic. And that's important in this. And that's
that's the bottom line. That's what you're trying to do, is
teach them, don't be a number.
Don't go in the portal just to go in the portal, because that's what people do.
Yes, you do have to re-recruit. And that starts from the day they get on campus. They've been on campus since June 16th until now. That's a long-winded answer, but
it's a good answer. I was excited today. Like, I love today.
I haven't been a head coach in the last 6 years, so I haven't been able to do this. I did it my 2 years I was a head coach at junior college.
And I thought it was the best thing. And my players may be, I just think it's good, because a lot of them have not seen that speech, or they've seen it in high school and didn't want to listen, and they put their head down. So, and it's in a different environment. I make my kids, every year, I've got 4 kids.
My 10-year-old, we're going to watch it tonight. My 10, my 9, 6, and 5. We'll watch my 6 and 5. No idea what's going on. But they got to know. That's our history in this world, in our country. And it's important.
It is. And again, that's the thing right there. It's important. It's not, in my opinion, not wins and losses. It's how you teach your guys to be successful in life.
Yeah.
Is all that matters, not how many championships you win.
No, and like I had one of the, go back to the agent. He's like, why is he only doing this many minutes? Well, because at the end of the day, that's what he can mentally maintain. If he plays over that, he makes too many mistakes. And that's where you're trying to help these young men, because like, they can only play so long. Some can play longer than others, because they're not in the crossfires of action every possession. But there's some of them that are in crossfires of action every possession, where they got to get a mental breather in the game, or they're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5 possessions of breakdowns. I mean, I saw it against Radford. We had 3 consecutive breakdowns, like we talked about last week, and that led to the game. We had 3 consecutive breakdowns in the Asheville game, and I got the young man out on the 4th. I wish I would have gotten him out on the 2nd. If I got him on the 2nd one, we might have won the game. And that's how it works.
Question right here. One of my biggest things, if I could go back to change in coaching, that I did not do a good job of, and I thought was my weak, it's hard substitution happening. of knowing when to sub. I tried to make it a point because I had a coach I played for that every time I would make a mistake, I could look at the scores table and they're coming out.
Yeah.
Not to ever do that to my players, just from the standpoint, I'd let them get another play in or something like that. But one of my best times was a kid, I missed my first couple of shots.
Mm-hmm.
So true to form, here's the guy going to the scores table, come get me. Well, his contact fell out. And so it bought me a couple extra minutes. Well, I got hot then, and so I got to stay in there though.
I don't like taking guys out when I'd rather take a guy out when he's made buckets.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? And you can tell he's tired. Not like when the game's out of hand, and we've had a few this year, when it kind of gets out of hand, I like taking them out. Defensive mistakes are the biggest thing that they have to understand. That costs you games. Or on the offensive side, it's not the shot, it's not the turn. It's, did you get to the corner like you were supposed to in transition on offense? Did you get off the top within the half possession? And sometimes they don't understand that. My team got better on that this week. We didn't see wins on it, but we got better on it getting off the top and giving us a chance to have good offense. Second half against Gardner-Webb, we got off the top, we cut, we moved. We looked like a team on offense. Asheville, we ran it, but we got off the top. When we got off the top, that's why Kalani Gregory went, and he had 6 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from the field. It's his best shooting performance because we got off the top, and now we got on the baseline, and now when he's coming back up, the recovery is so much longer. Like, because you got your guy in to help, and then he's got to now work his way out, and he's just a step behind, and that little joker's quick and fast. So he was able to get to his spots much better in that game. And I hope he can keep doing that. And that's important. Because if he can keep doing that, that means he's listening.
You've done a great job this year of playing a lot of players and getting them minutes. Like I told you that I used to fall in love with the lineup I had on the floor.
I wish I could.
Didn't screw it up.
Well,
how can you judge that? How do you do that on balance in the minutes like you do?
Well, what I try to do is, like, at the end of the day, in a 20-minute half, if a guy plays 12, that's a lot of minutes. 12 is great because that means he's going to be 20. He's going to be probably 26 because he's only going to get one breather in the second half. So if I can get some of the higher minute guys that way, where I can get them, 11 to 12, 13 minutes in the first half, that means when I take them out in the second half, they only have to sit there for 4. Like, in the Nashville game, I played the starters the last 10 minutes, I think it was. And I could feel it in that game that I needed to do that. But I sat my two bigger guys. I sat Braylon and I sat Mr. Dean for 4.5 minutes or 5 minutes consecutively in the second half. We pushed that lead out a little bit, and then they came back and they took the lead. It kind of went, that way. But like those two young bigs, and they're not young, they're 20, 21 years old, they didn't understand. So I had to explain to them in front of the team, I said, guys, I sat you for the 4.5, 5 minutes, not because you did anything wrong. It's just because I knew that you're going to probably close the game out. Or you're only going to get a 2-minute breather. You're going to play for 5, get a 2-minute breather, and then play the final 5. And then they were like, oh, now I understand. Like, that's what's tough now. That's tougher now than it ever has been in college basketball. Because these kids are getting contacted by everybody. You know what I mean? They have no idea. It used to be just your mom and dad and maybe your high school coach and maybe your AD coach. But now they're getting contacted by every channel possible. If it's a runner, if it's an agent, if it's just anybody. But you get that. And those people that are on the outside, they don't know your team. and they don't understand.
what you're trying to accomplish.
They're looking at it, well, player A needs to be in there so he can get his stats, so I can help him get his next contract somewhere else so I can get 20%. No, we're trying to, there's a big picture there. And we're also trying to help the young people. Because sometimes you look at it and say, well, they don't have enough habits yet
To play in this next role.
and those habits, like right now, my team, we don't have enough winning habits. We don't take care of the ball enough. We don't share the ball enough.
We don't bring up the ball.
And those are winning habits. We don't do those three things well enough yet. And then the last habit,
We don't guard the ball. So that's why the revolving door a little bit on
my team is that because I don't know who's going to do it. We haven't had a guy step up and be like,
we had guys step up. Like Mr. Dean steps up, he can score the ball. But he scores the ball in transition. He's an elite scorer in open court. Elite scorer in open court, elite offensive rebound. That's his best traits.
like, unbelievable traits.
Braylon Garcia, unbelievable in the ball.
I did not anticipate that. He's terrific down there. I need him to go in and out. Britt Harris, really good,
Making pick and roll reads.
really good. Those guys are example. I'm just using this group. So from the outside, Braylon's people may say, hey, he needs to learn
Post up all the time.
No, and then he gets in the way, and he takes away from Mister's driving eyes. And then he takes it away. You know what I mean? Like there's like there's such a happy medium within all that you're trying to juggle all that.
When you're sitting in the cabins, and you're not going to make everybody. It's part of life.
But you're trying, like,
I'm trying to figure out still who can play well together.
and some people say, you've been 20 games. I've had injuries, I've had people out, I've had, you know what I mean? Just, it's just such
It changes.
It changes. And it changes because certain guys haven't stepped up. The guys I thought that when I went through the recruiting period in the spring, I'm like, oh, he's got a chance to be one of the top 5 players. Some of them haven't progressed into that. Some of them have gone this way, and some of the guys I thought were going to be down over here have proven that, but you know what I mean? But they don't have all the
learning experiences and habits on a daily fashion to make that next jump for our team. And yeah, it's been a fun year. It's been an interesting year because of that. Because of what you said, I have had to play a lot of different lineups. Because
I got 3-5 men. And all 3-5 men, I couldn't tell you who's the best one. Because every day it's different.
That's what makes it hard.
That's what makes it tough. Like, that's what made it. Daniel Helterhoff came in first over Nick Book the other day. Because Daniel's had a week and a half of really good practices. And I wanted to be awarded because I think he's done really, really well in practice. From the outside view, why would you do that? Well, then why are we practicing?
Right. They don't see what goes on.
No, but yeah, like as a coach, you're like, you got to reward the guy that's he's done a really good job in practice. He gives us, I think, the best chance to win. Now, performance of whatever happened during the wet game, he's not at fault. And you're like, maybe I should have done that. But like, you do because then why are we practicing? Because your guys 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11 don't have any reason to practice. They just look at it and say, well, why am I practicing? No chance.
And sometimes the time can be great motivator.
It can be. You know what? There's. I showed it to my team this year. Bobby Knight. There was on Twitter I saw. I said, but to head sitting there, it motivates you, gets you re-engaged really fast. Now he used a few choice words within that, but everybody understands that motivates you. If it doesn't motivate you, you're not a motivated person. You're not going to fight. And then we talk about life lessons. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to have the nice house that you want. You're not going to have the nice cars. You're not going to have the great job.
All right, we're gonna jump back.
Okay, let's go.
Changing channels. I'm gonna jump back right now real quick. And you're talking about history. We did your history lesson today.
Yep.
If you could sit down and talk to anybody, past, present, and future, for an hour, who would you talk to and what would you talk about?
I would. You know who I talked to? I talked to Abraham Lincoln. I told my team this. He's my favorite president of all time, and he went through during his presidency, studying when I was in college. He went through a trying time in the United States, and his leadership is what I would want to ask him: how to handle people in different scenarios and different backgrounds and all that. Like, just get his perspective on all that. That's what I would be asking him a million questions about his leadership ability, why he went, why he did certain things certain ways. I look at him and his leadership. I mean, I think it was really good. You know, I don't know him. I wish I would have. You know what I mean? I wish I would have known him. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been. But that's who I. For 1 hour, that's who I wish I would get to meet.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to close out today with some fun questions. I'm going to put my full court press out.
Okay.
See if you can break the press. These are the either or questions.
Okay.
Right here for you. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails you prefer.
Oh, but heads is like a 52% chance of.
I took a probabilities and statistics class, and they told me that tails comes up more.
No, it's heads. You gotta call heads. It's heds. You flip it, heads. Heads comes up more. It does.
I wish I had a coin. We'd flip it.
We'd be flipping it right now. I don't have a coin on me.
We're lucky.
No, I don't. I thought I had it. My son gave me a
bring a
coin.
coin next week.
Okay, we'll do it.
That right there. All right, coffee or tea?
I don't drink coffee, so tea.
Okay. Books or movies?
Ooh, I like both. I did my family. We do a reading contest in the house, so it's boys against girls. My wife is an awesome reader. My daughter's a really good reader. My biggest son Avery's a really good reader. Morgan, my third one, is starting to read. Emerson and I slack. During the season, I don't get to read. I like to read, but I love movies. I love movies and books. Like, I'm not a show guy. Like, some people like watch TV shows. I don't like TV shows. I love movies and I love reading books.
My wife was an English speaker for 2-time teacher of the year, so she has to proofread all my stories I write for Lindy Sports. And she corrects my speech when I'm wrong and all, so she has to keep me straight on those. All right, Pepsi or Coke?
I don't drink soda, so not either.
Okay, Chinese or Italian?
Ooh, Italian. But I love Chinese. I love the Chinese, but Italian.
Hugs or kisses?
Kisses.
Hunting or fishing?
I don't do either one.
I don't do either one either. Every time I hunt, it's for my golf ball.
Yeah.
When I fish, it's when I get it out of the lake.
I would love to go hunting just to experience it. And fishing, like, we go down, my brother-in-law lives in, right outside of Daytona, and he takes my boys and my daughter fishing on the dock. And they catch some every caught shark this big last 2 summers ago. It's the neatest thing ever. I don't fish. I
have the patience.
I'm not an outlet. I love being outside, but I'm not an outdoors nigga. You know what I mean? I don't hunt, I don't fish, I don't do any.
I love outdoors, but if I fish, I used to fish when I was a little boy with my grandma.
Did you?
When I had time, but my patience is gone. If I didn't get that bobber didn't go down in the first minute, I throw the pole in the water.
You'd be done.
I try to hit it over the head with it.
So.
All right, winter or summer?
Oh, summer.
Spring or fall?
I like the spring because it's getting closer to summer.
Okay. Speed or strength?
Speed.
Would you rather spend a day in space or a day at the bottom of the ocean in summer?
Oh, neither, because I'm claustrophobic.
I do.
But I would probably go to space. A neat story. So one of my high school classmates, Raja Char, he was in outer space for like 6 months. He was on whatever that deal was.
Space shuttle?
Yeah. Yes, it's awesome. He's one of the smartest. The great thing about Waterloo, Columbus, where I went to high school at, is 2 guys I tell people something.
I had one. He went to the Air Force Academy, graduated from the Air Force Academy, and then went to MIT and got double masters or something.
And then now he's at
NASA. He got
Wow.
he got the key to our city.
really famous. And then there's another guy in my class. He was the president at MIT. Student body president and all that. And I'm like, gosh, these guys are smart. Why did I go to Columbia? Like, why did I go to high school? They were so much smarter than me.
That's what my brothers and sisters pick on me all the time. Would you rather be the dumbest one in the smart class or the smartest one in the dumb class? And I always got that joke all the time. But I'm the only one with a master's degree now.
I tell my siblings, I tell that all the time. They're all, I got 4 of them. They're all really, they're smart.
They're way smarter than I am.
I'm like, you know what? I'm smarter than you guys. I got my master's for free.
There you go. Oh, let's see what we got next here. Would you rather have a car or a motorcycle?
Car.
All right. How about sand or snow?
Sand.
Okay. Pool or ocean?
Ooh, I love a pool by the ocean.
Okay. All right. Private jet or a Beverly Hills mansion?
Oh, private jet.
Beverly Hills mansion probably on fire right now.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
well, you could get anywhere with a jet. Maybe get anywhere.
All right. Day or night?
I like you guys.
Come on, at night. It's Coach Cox time.
No, I love the sun. I love being outside and seeing the sun.
I like going out and playing with my kids outside all day.
Okay. All right. Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics.
Summer.
Okay. Comedy or horror movie?
Oh, comedy.
PC or Mac?
Matt.
Let's see here. Would you rather be a singer or dancer?
I think I'd rather be a singer.
Yeah, singer. I can't sing with
My
her.
fantasy, I'd love to be a rock singer, rock star.
Oh, I could never do rock.
I could do that.
I'd like to be Michael Jackson. You know, like
Michael Jackson, or, you know, the Beatles, one of those famous groups. You know, part of the Jackson 5, the Beatles. I could be part of that group.
That reminds me, I went to the NBA game when I used to cover the Hornets. They had this guy, he'd come out and he would dance, and he had 4 mannequins attached to him, and he was the Jackson 5. And
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'd rather sing than dance. Yeah.
All right, skiing or snowboarding?
I'd probably rather do skiing.
Have you done that? Or?
No, I've been done neither.
Okay.
I don't think I'd get hurt skiing because I could fall down easier. Like I could fall over.
Yes.
Snowboarding, I got a chance for it.
Yep. You got poles with skis.
Yes.
I think you kind of, and I've
Yes.
bumped into somebody with a pole before when I was skiing.
Yes.
All right, let's see, right here. All right, would you rather smile or put on your game face?
Smile. Yeah.
I used to, right before basketball season, I grew up great big,
Did you?
and I could just give that look to players. I didn't have to say a word. They knew what I was thinking, but I could stare up that Pat had something look.
Now, Pat Summer had a,
She had a look.
She had
that
a look.
stank eye.
Yeah, she did. She
All
was
right.
a perfect girl.
Dress up or dress down?
I like dressing up.
I do too.
Yeah.
Now, I enjoy dressing up for your games, to call the games.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun. I got a hat that will match every suit.
Yeah, I wish, you know, I get it.
I actually think it's really smart that we went to quarter zips and all that,
Because you're also promoting yourself
as a coach, you got your interview.
on the side. And the younger coaches can't afford suits.
Right.
They just can't.
And a lot of that too was during COVID when there's nobody in the stands.
Nobody in the
There was
stands.
no need to.
Mm-hmm. And then the NBA stayed to it, and then
College basketball state. But you'll have some that
it stayed to it. And I actually think it's a cleaner look. I think it's a cleaner look. But I do like wearing the suit.
Well, I was 2-time back-to-back winner of the best dress coach in Spartans.
There we go.
By the Herald Journal.
There we go.
So I like that. All right, cats or dogs?
I'm not much of an animal person. My kids all love.
they like both.
I would live with a cat. We had a cat for a long time.
You were one of the rare that have ever seen cat.
I don't like dogs.
I got bit by a dog when I was a kid, and I never liked dogs.
Okay. All right, money or fame?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. I probably do money because then I can take care of my family for the rest of their lives.
Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
Ooh, I don't like waking up for the sunrise. That's too early for me. I like sunset.
Okay. Let's see, multiple choice or essay questions?
I like essay because I can.
BS.
Yes.
Essay BS.
I can get through that better.
Would you rather call or text?
Depends on who it is.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. Like,
I like talking on the phone.
I like the interaction better that way. I think too much can be hidden in the text message. I just feel that way.
Okay. Do you like spicy or mild food?
Mine.
Okay. I'm not too big on spicy either. Truth or dare?
True.
Okay. Roller coaster or Ferris wheel?
It depends on what roller coaster. I'd rather do a roller coaster. I just get scared of the Ferris wheel being so hard.
I'm not big on heights either. See, my father was in the carnival business, so I've set up both of those, and I know what can go wrong with each of them.
Yeah.
So, leather or denim?
Not leather. No, denim.
Bright colors or neutral colors?
Neutral.
I gotta have bright. I got to wear the brightest thing because it makes you feel good. It makes me happy. All right. Would you rather be older or younger than you are?
Now that where I'm at, younger.
If you would have asked me 10 years ago, older. Now where I'm at, I wish I was younger.
All right. My last question on the full court press for today is: would you rather be asking the questions or answering questions?
Answer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you have successfully broken my full court press
There we
for
go.
today. For today, I'll have a new one next week. We may have gone with the 131 today, and we may come with the 221 next full court press.
Let's get the 2-2-1 happening next week.
Well, we're going to get you out of here. I know you got somewhere to go. I was keeping the time.
Thanks so much,
for you.
Coach.
Appreciate it. Good luck this week. I look forward to doing it again next week.
Yeah, it's a tough week for us. You know, we got the preseason 1 and 2 teams this week, so we got a tough journey this week. But like, please come out, fans. Guys are getting better. Trust me on that. They're getting better. They're getting to their spot. They're knowing what's going on. Now, we need your help in the stands, please.
We will do that. And actually, kind of neat that what they've promoted, the staff here. I've set this up with Lenny that for the game on March the 9th there, the Sugar and Spice side cooks, everybody here have been invited. We've got them tickets to
There
come
we
to the
go.
game.
That's the best, man.
Well, I'm going to let you take that with you.
Oh, thanks, Coach. I'll
I
take
made
it
a
with
copy for you to look at that there. That's kind of my old school things there.
There we
you
go.
get a kick out of it.
There we go.
Well, good luck this week.
Thanks so much,
Look
Coach.
forward to doing it again next week.
I can't wait.
Marty Richter has been our guest host here on the Spartans at the Spice.